Okay, today, agents with the State Bureau of Investigation's task force, along with local law enforcement, assisted in a search for a crime scene related to an investigation in South Carolina. Shortly after 3 p.m. today, the crime scene was located on a dirt road off Alabama 10 near the Oak Hill community in Wilcox County. Law enforcement officials from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, along with the FBI and the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, are on the scene. Further updates will be provided by the Lexington County Sheriff's Department in South Carolina.
Steve, can you tell us at this point how the children were killed?
I cannot. The investigation is ongoing, it's early, and it would be premature to speculate.
Any idea when they were dumped there? Because we were told by a very reliable source to Wilcox County District Attorney Michael Jackson that they believe the children were killed in South Carolina and dumped here. So any idea when they were put here?
Well, that's going to be part of the investigation. There'll be autopsies to determine that, and like I said, it'd be premature to speculate or comment on that this time.
Can you name the suspect at this point?
I cannot, but we will provide you with a release from the Lexington County Sheriff's Department that should have that information.
What took you to that location where the bodies were found?
The suspect actually brought law enforcement from out of state to this location.
From Mississippi?
From South Carolina.
Okay. Did Mississippi play a role in this case?
Yes. The suspect was apprehended in Mississippi.
But it was driven from South Carolina today?
He's from South Carolina, passed through Alabama, and was apprehended in Mississippi. That's my understanding.
Is there any reason why he may have stopped here? Does he have any connection?
I don't know, and I'm sure the investigation will determine that.
Have those bodies been taken yet, or are they still on the premises behind us?
That I don't know. I've been up here with you the whole time, but that's part of the process they're working on now.
If I could capitalize on her, what is actually taking place right now up on the hill? The photos, or what is actually taking place?
You've got basically processing of the crime scene, collection of evidence. There's going to be a very methodical, detailed processing to ensure that the case is as solid as possible. And like I said, law enforcement from South Carolina, Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, they're here, as well as the FBI.
What is the reluctance at this point to releasing the suspect's name?
I don't know of any. I simply don't have it.
So where do you go from here, besides the obvious of the investigation, as far as the state troopers handling this and the other law enforcement agencies that are taking part in this right now?
Well, we are assisting the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, the State Bureau of Investigation Task Force, the state troopers. We're here assisting this other law enforcement because this is our state. You know, the crime may have crossed state lines, so we're all working together to put the bad guy in jail.
Is there any idea of how long these bodies were here before they were discovered?
I don't personally know, but I'm sure the investigators have a very good idea.
And forgive me if we've already touched on this, but do we know why this location that the bodies were placed here? Why here?
The investigators probably have a very good idea. I personally do not know, and it would be inappropriate to release that right now.
If you had to guess, how many law enforcement in terms of personnel are currently involved? You listed the agencies, but in terms of people?
I don't know, but I know there is a large amount of law enforcement from within Alabama, our neighbors in Mississippi and South Carolina. We're all working together as a team to solve this crime and ensure justice is done for the victims. I can tell you at the mobile command today, we had sheriff's departments, local police, state troopers, State Bureau of Investigation, game and fish, forestry. We pulled all of our resources together to find these victims and bring justice.
Steve, one final question for me. Where is the suspect as you and I speak? Is he still near the property or taken back?
That I do not know.
confirm though that he was here at the property today?
Yes. He led investigators to the scene.
Where was he prior to that?
As I said earlier, he was apprehended in Mississippi.
But to pinpoint, was he, just to clarify, he led law enforcement folks to this location, but did they come from Mississippi today or South Carolina to come to this location?
Well, you had law enforcement come from South Carolina to Mississippi, and then from Mississippi, they all came here.
Here to Alabama.
Yes.
How was the suspect apprehended? Was he stopped in the car while he was driving because he was somewhat suspicious? Did he turn himself in? What happened?
I probably don't need to get into that at this time. Since we were not involved in that, I'd have to refer that to the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation.
How would you describe the terrain as to where the bodies were found? Is it a pit or just on top of the hill?
Well, I have not been over there, but I'm told it was off of a dirt road, which is just behind us, and that's all I know.
Just on top of the road?
That's all I know.
Do you have an estimate as far as how long authorities will be out here?
As long as it takes to process the scene thoroughly and accurately, we have no time constraints. We want to make sure it's done properly and very thoroughly.
And has the mother been contacted, and what is her state right now?
I do not know.
I'm not sure I heard you correctly. You said they were just dumped on the dirt road. They were not buried. Was there any kind of shallow grave?
I don't know. I haven't actually been to the scene. I'm just here to provide basic information. And you know, with it being an ongoing investigation, state law, and I'm sure in South Carolina is probably similar, until the case makes its way through the proper judicial system, that's not public record. We don't want to try these cases in the media. You know, there's lives at stake, and the proper procedure is to get it through the court system.
Can you say your name again?
Sergeant Steve Jarrett,
Sir, were these children his family?
ma'am.
Were these children his family?
I don't know. The investigators know, but I'm not able to speculate right now. Yeah. All right. Anybody else have anything? If I can get email addresses, I will email you the release, or I can simply print it out from my car and hand it to you. Okay? And this is the release from South Carolina. Just came out.
Hey, Steve, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay.